Hi friends, welcome back to Author Notes. Each month here on the channel, we explore new historical fiction releases. And I'll be honest, August was a harder list to put together than usual. It's a quieter month for new releases in our genre, so this time I really had to dig to find 6 books worth bringing to you. But what I landed on ended up being a pretty interesting mix. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Tanya E. Williams. I've spent the last decade writing historical fiction, and I'm excited to be your guide to the best stories history has to offer. And if you're back again, thanks for being here. Releasing on August 4th, Meet Me in the Garden by Nina LaCour. We're starting in New Orleans, 1944, with Meet Me in the Garden. This one follows Odette, one of the Honoré sisters, glamorous, admired, and quietly longing for something her sisters never wanted, to love a woman and to become an artist. Only her cousin Delphine knows her secret, and Delphine has one of her own. 5 years later, everything has changed. Odette is a widowed mother in Los Angeles. Delphine is passing as white, and the bond between them has stretched into something almost unrecognizable. This is a story about art, motherhood, friendship, and the choices we make to hold our families together. This novel is said to have been inspired by LaCour's own Creole roots. Next, we're in 1949 St. Petersburg, Florida, with Sunlight Finds You by Laura Moriarty, the author of The Chaperone. 17-year-old Nora falls for Leonard, the shy, brilliant son of transplanted New Yorkers, and for a while it feels like paradise. But his father doesn't trust her, and when his suspicions are confirmed, Nora makes a choice that will follow her the rest of her life. What I love about this one is that it's told by a mature Nora, looking back. Wiser, more honest, still working out what forgiveness actually costs. From there, we're heading to the Scottish Highlands with The Castle in the Glen by Rhys Bowen. Ghostwriter Emma Callender is hired to finish a novel for a celebrated mystery author whose memory is fading, only to discover the murder at the center of the story isn't fiction at all. It's 1965, but the real mystery dates back to 1904. A suspicious drowning, a missing young woman the locals called the Wild Girl, and an aristocratic family that has spent 60 years protecting its secrets. If you love a slow burn historical mystery with real teeth, this one's for you. Before we move on, there's something I noticed about several of the books arriving this month. So many of them are built on secrets that skip a generation. There's something about historical fiction that keeps returning to that idea, isn't there? That the past doesn't stay quiet for long. Speaking of secrets that wait decades to surface, Meet Me in Paris by Kristin Harmel. This one follows 9 Americans whose lives intertwine in Paris over a single, unforgettable week. There's a mother and daughter making one last trip together, a rock star looking for more than fame, and Henry, who has spent 80 years believing the love of his life died in Paris during World War II, until a letter arrives telling him otherwise. I'd like to note that I believe the original publication date for Meet Me in Paris was to be August 4th, but I noticed Amazon currently lists it as arriving July 28th. And now we move into the second week of the month with Sunrise by Téa Obreht, the New York Times bestselling author of The Tiger's Wife. This is one of the most anticipated releases of the year, and it earns every bit of that buzz. 3 timelines. 1902, 2003, and 2024 all converge on a strange, eerily well-maintained ghost town called Sunrise. A plane crash survivor, a man preparing a historical reenactment, a gunslinger with a past nobody fully understands. Obreht is asking big questions here about the myths we build around heroes and villains, and what we actually inherit from the people who came before us. And we'll close out August with Hocus Pocus by Brinda Charry, a novel based on the real Indian stage magicians who performed in the United States in the 1800s. Samuel Thomas travels from India to London to Boston in 1816, chasing the fame he's certain is waiting for him. In Boston, he meets Walter Mempham, a museum owner desperate to keep his doors open, and Samuel becomes his solution. But as Walter's fascination with Samuel grows into something closer to obsession, Samuel has to decide exactly how much of himself he's willing to give up for success. That's August for us here on Author Notes. 6 books, 3 continents, and about 200 years of secrets between them. I'd love to know which one is going on your list first. Drop it in the comments. If this kind of monthly roundup is useful to you, the kindest thing you can do is hit subscribe so you don't miss September's list. Until next time, happy reading. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Téa E. Williams. I've spent the last decade writing historical fiction, and I'm excited to be your guide to the best stories history has to offer. And if you're bummer.